Welcome to There's a Musical for That.
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 And if you like cellar dwellers
And trapdoor lovers.
there's a musical for that.
And if you like mermaids, crabs, and guppies, why? There's a musical for that.
If you like fan of the opera fan fiction, there's a musical for that.
If you like falling in love and broken hearts, and establishing your dreams and then having them dashed, and duels, there's a musical for that.
And it's called Wicked.
And it's called Little Mermaid Live.
It's called Hamilton.
And it's called Dogfight.
And it's called Fan of the Opera 2, Love Never Died.
Welcome to There's a Musical for That.
Hello, welcome to There's a Musical for That with Tiffany and Kayla. I'm Tiffany,
And I'm Kayla.
and this is the podcast where we prove there's a musical for every situation. And if you like the movie You've Got Mail, well, there's a musical for that. And it's called In the Good Old Summertime.
Woo!
Whee!
Takes place a lot of in winter. A lot of it takes
Yeah.
place in winter.
Yeah, most of
That's
it
how
is
sentences
in the
go.
wintertime. It starts in the summer and ends in the summer, but the bulk of it is in the winter.
That's true.
Stars Judy Garland and Van Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Released in 1949. It's actually surprisingly not much of a musical.
Yeah. That's true.
It's mostly talking.
Yeah. You said there's what, six songs?
That's when I briefly Googled. The soundtrack had 6 songs in it. And this was actually a remake of an earlier film, The Shop Around the Corner, with James or Jimmy Stewart, however you want to refer to him. And I actually forgot
The lady.
the lady in the original one. So this was the musical remake during the 40s, 50s era of musicals. And then it was remade again in the 90s with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in You've Got Mail.
And not a musical that time.
Correct. Which
Unfortunately.
was a really nicely done remake that go around because they updated it to be email
I haven't
instead
seen
of
it.
just a post office.
Should I watch it?
Seeing as how angry you got for periods of this one,
Yeah.
probably not.
Well,
No.
because he was being a jerk.
Why do
Well,
you
and I
think-
didn't like that it was drug. Like he knew. So this is about people who are essentially pen pals, and they are falling in love over letter, and they don't know who the real person is. They meet in person, and the male part of this actually figures out that it's this woman, but he doesn't say anything for so long until the end of the movie.
Mr. Larson.
Yes, that's what was making me mad because he knew, and then he would like get upset when
Then
she would.
don't watch You've Got Mail. It's
Okay, then I
don't.
won't.
But yeah, just to fill in some of the gaps of the plot. So apparently, Miss Fisher, which is Judy Garland's character, puts out an ad in the paper because she's looking for like an intellectual person to exchange letters with. She's not actually looking for love. She's just looking for some intellectual exchange. And they grow fond of one another in their anonymous pen pal relationship. And then she's also looking for a job, and she happens to get a job at the music shop where Mr. Larson, her anonymous pen pal, is actually he works. I don't know if he's the manager in the beginning.
He was like the sales
Okay.
manager, and then he became the store manager.
Okay. So they don't like each other in person, but they are pen pals with one another. And to his credit, he doesn't actually know in the very beginning. It's anonymous to both of them. But then they decide to meet, and he sees her through a window. And because they already don't like each other, he decides to not tell her that he's her pen pal and just goes in and talks with her instead.
And argues with her. Well, initially he just leaves, and she's still sitting there, and he comes back a couple hours later and sees she's still sitting there, and it's like, oh, well, let me go mess with her.
I didn't think he was that. It didn't bother me as much. You were angry.
Well, because I felt like you're wasting this lady's time. Like, she's sitting here waiting for this guy. You see that she's been sitting here for hours. You could have just went in and said, hey, it's me. And you could both go your separate ways. Instead, you're just, like, playing around with her, and she's just going to sit here.
It ends up okay,
I thought it was
though.
rude.
I didn't have a problem with it.
I thought it was very rude. All he had to do was say, like, hey, it's me, sorry. Like, we don't like each other.
Yeah, but then they never would have grown to like one another.
So, but I think the opposite. I actually think if they would have known, they probably actually at work would have started seeing each other, like looking at each other maybe like a little longer to be like, is this really the guy that I was interacting with? And I think it still would have happened. Because they still had that thought in their mind of this person they built up. It's not going to go away. And then they see each other in person all the time anyway.
Yeah. So, all right. In real life, this would bother me if somebody did that because I could see how it's kind of manipulative and you're like hoarding information over someone. But in the movie, it didn't bother me at all, and I thought it was delightful.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. That's perfectly fine. I think I can't compartmentalize that it's a movie. I'm just like, this is so mean.
Oh.
Because I'm always like, if somebody did that with me, if somebody did that to me, I would be
nice to her.
When?
Like, he started to talk to her a little bit more, and he would try to bring up topics that they had in common. So he started talking about...
Do you mean at the restaurant or in general?
I know at the restaurant, but I think in general, I feel like he was being nicer to her. Because he started to like her.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They both could have had that information and done it themselves instead of him knowing and then developing. She could have done it too, but I just thought it was extra the way he was kind of leading her to believe that the violin lady was like the lady he liked. And it's like, why are you doing that if you know that she is this lady and you kind of like her? Why would you even sow doubt in her mind? I didn't understand why he did that.
It would make for a less interesting movie.
It could have been a lot shorter. I think they were padding it. It could have been way shorter than what it was. It was, what, an hour and 42 minutes?
Yeah. About that. What did you have a favorite song of the 6?
The good old summer time.
See, I like
because that's all
Garland
I can remember.
Going, I don't care. 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 I forgot all the other words to that song other than I don't care. That's my favorite.
The good old summertime is the only one I can remember. And that's the only time everybody.
That's the name of the song.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's like the only time anybody else was allowed to sing.
That's true. Otherwise, I really like Judy Garland singing. I think she's a fantastic entertainer. So.
I think she's a good entertainer. I'm not a fan of that singing style, that old style. Because she can hit notes, it's fine. Mm-hmm. It just was not my cup of tea. Like the
that's fair.
Whatever she was doing. It was like, just sing normal, please.
You didn't like her I Don't Care?
I Don't Care was okay.
And her arm flail.
It was just okay. I was scared of the people I thought were dead. The one guy looked like he had baby powder on his face, looked very pale. And then as I looked, there was another guy who was doing a lot of like physical acting and rolling his eyes about. And he looked pretty pale too. And I was like, you're definitely an undead person.
Maybe they were still used to doing makeup for black and whites. And
that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Didn't know what was going to come in Technicolor.
Yeah. He was moving his eyes about wildly.
Slapstick comedy.
Yeah. Buster Keaton was the little creepy nephew of the owner.
What else was he in?
Buster Keaton is like famous for doing the slapstick stuff in the black and white. And they mentioned him in that little mini documentary. And then I looked it up and he actually was that guy.
Yes. And apparently this took place in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Is that how they say it? Chicago.
I don't
know. Bears.
I don't know.
Pop.
I do know Pop.
Ka.
That's Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. People in Chicago say Ka? Mm-hmm. Okay.
My brother-in-law from Chicago does, and he was like, you guys are over-enunciating. It's not car, it's Ka. And I was like, get out of here.
Car.
I was like, get out of here.
Car. There's an R on the end. Car.
They sound like Boston people, kind of.
That's what I was like.
Park the car.
That's why I was like, are you sure that's the right accent? That seems like the wrong area. Interesting. I mean, that's fine. You know,
it's not right.
You grow up in certain dialects.
You know what? You are right. That's perfectly fine. But don't you dare go to someplace else
and tell them it's wrong. Yeah.
Like the Chicago kids in college with their, it's not soda, it's pop. You can get on the next train smoking.
Yeah, in this area, it's It's soda.
It's
Like-
sody pop if you want to be cute about it.
My mama says wash instead of wash.
Yeah.
She puts a random R in there.
That's
She's from Tennessee.
people in this area do that too.
Do they really?
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, I kind of just assume, like, I don't, and I grew up here mostly, so why?
Yeah.
How did that work into their
I did not know that
dialect?
was a thing in this area either until I was telling somebody about it because we had a teacher in middle school who said it.
Oh.
The one who said farty far also. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I can't think of her name.
Which grade?
Middle school. I don't know.
Far.
She was blonde, older. She taught math.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay, I can't think of her name, but she said farty far and warsh also. And I remember I was telling somebody about that, and they're like, yeah, that's a Southern Illinois thing. And I was like, I'm a Southern Illinois thing, and I've never heard that in my life.
Maybe we're too, like, the Metro East doesn't, we're different
We
than
definitely
the rest
have,
of Southern Illinois.
yeah, we have the normal Midwestern newscaster accents, where
But
it's
for
just like
us, that was convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really,
we sound the best. We have the best accents.
I appreciate my my geographical location
Me too.
for this aspect.
Yeah, I appreciate my speaking style.
Mhm.
You guys appreciate it because you're listening to it.
Yes.
Or
Unless
turn
you're,
it
like,
off.
taking notes. Are we a part of your study?
Ew.
Maybe we could be somebody's speech study.
We didn't consent.
I don't care.
Oh, I do.
I'd be interested if you would send us the results.
Tell us who you are.
I would like to know. We're off topic.
What-
So yes, this was based in Chicago.
And it's the good old summertime right now. It's very hot
Yes.
outside, which is why we decided to
Yeah,
watch this.
we
Let's
chose
see.
this movie because it's the good old summertime, and then it all took place in winter, which I should have known because I've seen this before.
Yeah,
but
what was up with that, Tiffany?
it's been a long time. It's not one that I watch regularly.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah.
It's 88 degrees right now, just FYI.
Oh, feels even hotter than that.
Because we have humidity. You know, it's not the heat, it's the humidity, as they say around these parts.
Yeah, that's yep.
So do you want to talk about any of the side plots or the side characters?
Nope. I didn't think they were interesting enough to.
The owner was a jerk, and I don't think that lady should have married him. He threw temper tantrums like a little kid.
Yeah, but it's the olden days, and they need a feller to take care of them.
They dated for 20 years before they got married. So, I'm sure they weren't just
Or at
holding
least
hands.
they flirted. I don't know that they dated that whole time.
He said that they dated. The guy
Oh.
did. Van Johnson.
He said they were in love.
Were they,
Is it because
though?
I said love funny?
It's just, I was thinking, like, is that, in my mind, initially, I was like, people aren't in love.
Oh.
That's why I made that face, and I was like, that sounds not good.
Oh, no.
It's like, nobody's in love. What do you mean?
Oh.
Oh, good old summer. Oh, top.
Oh. Oh, so sorry.
Oh, someone's popular.
Let me see what's happening. Oh, it's my brother. So what do you want to rate this out of?
Carnations.
Oh, that's good. Because when they were meeting, they each wore a carnation to find each other. I would give it 3 out of 5 carnations.
Yeah, I give it the same.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just there. It was.
I can see this being a movie that you just kind of put on and go to sleep, or it's raining, or
Yeah. I prefer the You've Got Mail version better.
What do you like better about that version?
They work in bookstores,
Yeah,
and I like books.
yeah, you do.
And I like Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks.
It has to be closer. Your waveform is getting quite low. Yeah.
I like Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and I like books.
I like those things too. And Dave Chappelle's in it. I like him.
Is he?
He's the friend.
Oh.
He's Tom Hanks's friend.
Oh.
Is there a Buster Keaton type guy in that version? Like, is there an issue with a wedding with the bosses getting married or something? And
The boss would be Tom Hanks's dad, who owns the franchise, and he gets married a lot.
how is this different from the movie with Jimmy Stewart?
It's a musical, and it's in color.
That's the only difference.
Pretty much, yeah. They follow the storyline and everything pretty well. Granted, I haven't seen that movie in a couple years.
What is that one called?
The the shop around the corner.
Oh, that's right. I knew that. Well,
I don't care. I don't care.
that's how we feel about posting regularly. We don't care.
Oh, no, I'm sorry if you care, though. I just assume it doesn't bother anyone.
We were posting regularly for a while there. You know, you guys gotta take what you can get.
Yeah.
We don't get paid for this. Do this out of the kindness of our heart.
All right, we're going to go watch Thor
Ragnarok
now. I
Do you
always
wanna-
want to say Roanoke.
Roanoke. American Horror Story Roanoke was very good, actually.
I just like the story of Roanoke. I mean, I don't like it, but it's intriguing.
Yeah,
Yes.
not entertaining
What
either.
happened to them?
Yeah, where are they? I think they assimilated in with the local Indian tribe, personally.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence to suggest.
Oh,
Because after the Roanoke colonists kind of went missing, there were, like, if you visited the tribe, they end up with a lot of fair-skinned, light-eyed children. And
oh,
as, generations pass, and they're like, well, that's probably what happened. They just assimilated in.
oh, that's the best story I've heard yet.
Yeah. I don't think anything.
That's a really good
mystical
outcome.
happened. Yeah. Because once I saw the evidence, they're like, yeah, they started having these blonde-haired, blue-eyed children eventually. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They had them where there were none before.
Well, that's a great ending. All right.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Do you want to tell the people that you saw Avengers Infinity War? Because we are just so topical.
I saw Avengers Infinity War, and that's one of the reasons we're going to go back and watch Thor, because
Yeah,
I
Jeff
don't want to give away
Goldblum.
spoilers.
Yeah,
you know?
Jeff Goldblum. That's why we're watching it.
No, that's not why I'm watching it. I know why, but I just don't want people to think that that's why I'm watching it.
Oh.
Because you legitimately like Jeff Goldblum. I don't have a problem
he's a
with him.
sexy dad.
Okay, that's
He has like a
Okay.
3-year-old child. That's messed up.
he's old.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
than me.
he's too old to have a young child.
I shouldn't say that. I don't want to
I said it.
judge.
I agree with myself.
I mean, I also agree with you, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings if
That's
they're old
fair.
with a young child. You do you.
Yep.
All right, bye.
Oh, goodbye.
That's why I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what they may think of me. I'm happy-go-lucky. They say that I'm plucky, contented, and carefree.
Bye, everybody.
Farewell.
Bye.
Goodbye.
On Dada C.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.